fog descends on a stone castle, lending a mild sense of intrigue to a peaceful evening. Archers patrol the parapets, but no one can remember the last time anyone fired a shot at anything. The castle is surrounded by a moat, which is fed by a river that the engineers who live within the castle walls have caused to run through the center of the grounds, where it finds itself bridged in several places before flowing out to the moat again on its way to the sea. Heavy, toothy portcullises ensure that while the river's water may flow freely into the stronghold, intruders are kept, if not at bay, then in the moat at least, with the alligators. Late into the night, a low barge-like vessel, almost exactly as wide as the forbidding steel river gate, arrives, laden heavily with supplies. Strong men, responding to the boat's appearance, station themselves around a huge chain winch and begin the business of raising the partition just enough for the riverboat to safely enter the castle keep. As soon as it passes, the men lower the gate again and signal to their counterparts at the other end of the castle, who will, eventually, let the boat out. Armed guards and porters unload the cargo quickly and efficiently. The boat, in fact, never comes to a stop. So effective, so well rehearsed is this operation. The gate on the far side is raised, then lowered again, and soon it's as though it never happened. The porters, strongmen, and guards head back to their respective quarters, and all is quiet once again on the castle grounds. Moments pass in silence. No one sees the two figures emerge from the river, and the next morning, the people in the castle wake up to the sound of strange music emanating from the long, vacant throne room.
We just do what we supposed to do. We shut it down.
Yo!
Oh shit.
Oh shit, we're back, Casey!
Back on our bullshit again.
Back on our bullshit for 2019. What's up? Welcome to season 2 of Tele-Friends.
Season 2. You thought we were gone. Here we are.
We thought we were gone, and here we are.
Certainly.
I think we spent like 10 months not having a better idea.
Just throw it right down. We would meet still every week, and we would write notes down on our yellow pad.
We would talk to each other face to face.
Bundle it up. Throw it in the trash can.
Yeah.
The trash can got full.
Yeah.
We looked around and said, fuck, let's do another episode.
I guess we should just do Tele-Friends again. Yeah, we're back for season 2. The idea is that this is a 10-episode season.
10 eps.
I think we're going to come out every 2 weeks.
Every 2.
That's the idea. You know how we work with scheduling. Welcome back. You want to hear the calls we got?
Yeah, let's go ahead and wait.
Oh, we should talk about what we do in Tele-Friends.
Mm-hmm. Welcome to Tele-Friends.
Welcome to Tele-Friends.
Hi, my name's Casey.
My name's Bo.
Welcome. This is a show where we now take your calls at 304-518 Jams. Call anytime, leave any kind of message. We'll play it and talk about it.
Yeah, it used to be we were playing the messages. You leave at 304-518 Jams. And that your name is Casey and my name is Bo, and I hadn't heard any of the calls.
Yeah,
but this time's done changed, man.
Yeah, man. Freewheeling.
Now we're both listening to the messages you leave at 304-518 Jams. Let's get into the shit.
Here we go.
We got some weird calls.
Certainly.
You know the rule of Tele-Friends. The rule is the rule, and the rule is new callers to the front of the line. We got 10 calls.
We get a lot more than that.
From one person.
Okay. We got.
Over the course of one night.
Yes.
This isn't the first message they left, but it is the first one I heard. And I was like, holy shit.
Excuse me, I thought this was the kid I met at school earlier. He gave me his number, but I guess it's Tele-Friends or whatever. My mom said I'm grounded, but I'm not supposed to have my phone right now.
Samantha, who are you talking to?
This is where I'm terrified for this person.
Apparently a number that some kid gave me
You're not supposed to have your phone.
See? Right there, it's like, this is just her friend. Right?
Well, I'm sorry.
Samantha and you are grounded for an extra year.
This is definitely just two kids on a mess around.
On a goof.
No!
Yes!
No!
Yes! Bad girl!
No!
Yes!
No!
Put the phone away!
No!
Put the phone away!
But what if it's not?
It 100% is.
Oh man, I hope
It's
so.
gotta be.
No!
I'll take it away from you!
No!
Yes!
There's 20 more seconds left on this message.
Do you think they're looking at their notes?
5267.
Excuse me, Brandy, or whoever you are, stop calling my daughter, please. She's running for 1 extra year because of you. Thanks. Bye.
Yeah, so that's two kids on a goof, but if it's not, it's horrifying, right?
It's horrifying because that mother's a terrible improviser.
I felt like she sounded convincingly like a mom.
She did pretty good there at the beginning.
Yeah.
It felt you could hear
The
where
wheels didn't come off for a while.
the pre-call conversation ended and the completely improv part began.
Yeah.
They were like, "I'll scream for a while," and then the other lady's like, "I'll yell the same thing again."
You're grounded for a year.
Yeah,
It's rough stuff.
just for calling Tele-Friends.
The first so like that was the first message I heard from them because
Yes.
but I was like, this is kind of weirdly scary to me. But it's not the first message they left, that's this.
Oh my god, I love Chipotle. Chipotle is my life.
Did you catch that?
Unintelligible.
Oh my god, Chipotle. Chipotle is my life.
Fucking Chipotle, call us. I'll play that
Oh
every
my
week.
god, I love Chipotle. Chipotle is my life.
Don't disagree.
I'm like, are we getting Andy Kaufman? Do you know what I mean? There's more to this. How far do you want to go?
Give me more.
There's a deep
I'm,
well.
I'm ready.
When there's too much drama at school, all you gotta do is walk away. Yay.
Sound
Okay.
advice.
Is that a song that I don't know that's popular amongst the kids?
The kids these days, I guess. How did this person
walk
get this
away,
number?
yeah,
How did this
yeah.
person get this number? How did this person get this number?
Well, here's the answer, Bill. It probably has. We probably have the phone number they called from.
I'm not calling this kid on the phone. Are you out of your mind? I can tell you that we do have their number, and so I have their area code, and I can tell you that they're not from anywhere close to either us or where our phone number originates.
Yeah, but we're in a city that could not matter, except for it's the kids, so they probably got it where.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you get this number? You're like a 13-year-old kid.
Have you looked it up? Have you looked up where the area code's at?
Yeah.
Where's it at?
I'm not going to divulge that
But
information.
that's a fucking state. We're not gonna.
California.
That's a huge state. If you'd said Rhode Island, I'd be like, hey man, that's a little. They might not figure it out. Fucking California.
California. That's far. It's like 3 states over, and one of them's Texas.
And every call is like a joke, a gag around.
Sorta. That last one was like, just walk away.
Justifies,
Too
yeah.
much drums.
What you think about school?
This one, though.
Hi, my name is Susie. I'm really happy to be calling you because I have no friends, and I'm 3, and I really like to call random people because I think it's loyalty.
That's just good character work.
Do you think that this person...
3-year-old Olivia is solid character stuff.
Do you think that this person really does just like calling random numbers and called our number randomly and was like, jackpot?
They heard our voicemail,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh,
Oh, shit. And then if that's the case, then this is working for them. It's just taking months.
I wonder if they're like subscribed to the feed and they're like, where are these guys?
Can I get another episode, guys? I left 10 messages. I've made it through your unlistenable backlog.
What is our current outgoing message?
I don't know. Oh, but that's the thing we got to do today. Is we got to change it.
I would say it seems to be working.
I don't think we've gotten a voicemail in 3 months. So. I don't know what to do with this, except for play them for you and see what you're at. My favorite one is this one.
Spill the tea, sis.
That's it.
Spill the tea, sir.
Spill the tea, sis. Yo, spill the tea, sis.
I want Chipotle.
Which of these catchphrases do you think we're going to incorporate into our show? Spill the tea, sis, or Chipotle is my life?
Chipotle is my life for sure. Chipotle is my life.
Chipotle is my life.
That goes on the soundboard.
There has to be a way for you to run a soundboard. What if we had some shit where you just ran the soundboard?
Chipotle is my life.
I'm sorry. My daughter Samantha called you.
Oh, switching roles.
It does seem like now the daughter is the mother.
Mm-hmm. It is.
She's not supposed to be using the phone.
But what if she's not?
I'm sorry. Just call me back.
No.
And make sure who you are. Make sure for safety. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We're never calling you back.
We are never calling you back.
That's not happening.
We just made a promise to each other to call people back on the show.
Yeah, but not you.
You are not ever getting that call.
Everything about you is weird and scary. It's maybe not what you need to hear this time of your life, but everything about you is weird and scary.
I think this girl would be happy to know that she was weirding us out and scaring you.
Scared me to death. Like, I started listening to these shits in like the middle of the night the other night. And like, I don't know what my problem is, because I'm on the dumbest show in the world for a person with a weird fear of disembodied voices. But hearing these disembodied voices in the middle of the night.
And
like,
you're one of the top 3 easiest to scare people I've ever met.
Yeah. Is that like a giant wind chime? Did you put out giant wind chimes before we started the show? I'm scared of whatever's going on right now.
It centers me. But in classic scared person fashion, you look for it a little bit.
You think?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I think you put yourself into situations where scary shit might happen.
That's sort of true.
Yeah.
I'm like, the reason I wanted to do a podcast to begin with is because I had a fear of having my voice recorded and broadcast and shit, and like what that meant in terms of entering something into a permanent
Space
record.
Wizards.
Space Wizards also.
Uh-huh.
What? Is that like a closet organizing company? What?
Excuse me?
Space Wizards, is that like
I don't know what you're talking about. You know what? We're so lucky that they didn't listen to this, because I'm sure we say the name Tele-Friends somewhere on the voicemail.
Yeah.
They went and listened to it and then started replying to things we were saying.
Do you think that's what's happening?
I doubt it, because they would be using our names.
Right, and
Constantly.
also...
And that would be too much to handle.
Our names are on the voicemail, I think, though.
There's no way to know.
There's no way to know. But this is called 9, so it's like they're sort of out of gas at this point.
Like I said, they've got the skills. They just haven't.
You're gonna do that sweet off the iPhone Foley. Who are you calling?
Leave a message for Tele-Friends. We're a podcast. We love you.
Damn.
That's a pretty good message.
Really got right to it. Yeah, maybe we don't need... I would like to change it to something like, yeah, we're back.
I don't know if I want to like put any barrier to re-entry to anybody. So I don't want anybody to be like, I don't know what they're talking about. Back from what?
Tele-Friends is
Just
back.
come on in. Just come on in.
We need to workshop this. But
Just come on in. We're Tele-Friends.
come on in. We're Tele-Friends.
Hey, you out there in the hallway. Come on in. Take off your mask and sit down. Why are you sitting that way in the chair?
Maybe sit a different way.
That's not
Come
how
on
chairs
in.
work.
Sit a different way.
Oh my God, why do your knees bend like that?
Nobody's needs.
Please
to do that.
stop
How did
screaming.
they even design a chair for you?
Tele-Friends.
And a 1, 2, 3, hooray!
That could also be on the side.
Oh my God, I love Chipotle. Chipotle is my life.
I want both of those. Oh, they're just cheering.
Yay! Tiki bars, man. What are those about? What are they about? I know a lot of people who are like into tiki bars.
I think that whole thing's coming down.
What
I
do you
think we've reached peak
Tiki?
tiki
Okay.
lifestyle
Okay.
choices.
Right.
I think we're down sloping now.
Is it because of the white supremacists and their torches?
I'm sure that didn't help.
Couldn't help.
I think it's every store ever only selling Hawaiian shirts now.
That's been like 4 years coming. It seems like there was like 4 years it started to happen, and then it's like this wave is crested.
Yeah, it is peak tiki.
Peaky tiki.
out there in the streets. As a guy who felt like I got in there pretty early,
Yeah.
but I also got out, I think, right in time.
I like an Aloha shirt. I like those
man,
shirts.
Me too. I want to miss them.
You should just like retire them for a year or two and then bring them
Yeah,
back.
that's the plan. I want to take my favorites and like stick them in the deep recesses of my basement.
Oh man.
The dark parts of my basement.
What have you been doing since we last checked in with Casey? Like, what have you been doing since we stopped doing Tele-Friends 9 months ago? It's only been 9 months. We couldn't wait a year.
It's not been 9 years.
No, this is like, I can only compare our retirement to Michael Jordan or Jay-Z.
Jason Zed.
Jason Zed.
I haven't been doing anything, man. Same old shit.
Really? You had a nice haircut.
Raising a kid. I at some point got a haircut in the last 9 months.
Yeah, looks good.
Thanks.
Yeah, man. Our kids are bigger.
Yeah, I don't have babies anymore.
No, we got kid. You got a kid.
It's long enough now that I see a baby, I'm like, I remember. Like I'm that parent now.
I look at you with a baby and I'm like, you're in the shit, dog.
I offer
like a knowing,
supportive looks.
Yeah, I see.
They really appreciate it. Like I remember when people be like, "Hey, kids are tough, huh?"
Yeah, and you're like,
"You're doing really good." Like telling somebody they're doing a good job with a kid.
Yeah. Oh God.
When even if they're just doing an okay job,
which is a good job.
Yeah.
An okay job is a good job.
Some days okay
is what I tell
plenty.
myself.
The key is not to string all those together.
Is this how we low key transition to a parenting podcast?
Well, I mean, you write what you know, right?
Hey, Casey.
Oh, hey, Bo. I didn't see you there.
What if we took a little break?
This is our first episode. We can't take a break from
Just right in the middle.
In the middle of the episode.
Yeah, right now, let's just take a little break.
All right. Well, it's going to be in this break.
We're going to talk about the Patreon that we have set up so that we can take our listeners' money.
Then what do we do after the break?
We're going to talk about, to fellow podcaster, regular caller, and perennial favorite Golden Cake, also known as KK.
Cake!
Also known as Kenneth, host and DM of Evenfell, a D&D playthrough podcast. Playthrough? It's not playthrough. You can't play through D&D. You're listening to him.
Oh, what's the over-under on us making at least one Pearl Jam reference?
How could we calculate the over-under? We are definitely doing it.
First,
100%.
Explain to me what over-under means. All right, let's take a break. We'll get back. We'll talk to Kenneth.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. So we were gonna set up a Patreon for season 2 of Tele-Friends, and we looked into it, and it turns out we already set up a Patreon. We just never activated it before we quit last time. So go to patreon.com/Tele-Friends-podcast and give us all your money. Thanks. I've been hearing a lot from Ross recently.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he knows?
What size is this, Ross?
This is regular size, extra large Ross.
Okay.
I feel like he somehow knows.
He can sense an alignment of people needing material.
Can you look in your phone and give me Kenneth's number?
867-5309.
867-5309. Area code? 911.
Yeah. 420.
Oh man, I hope he can hear us both.
This isn't your normal number, Bo.
No, it's not. But
This
can you
isn't
hear
your number at all.
Kenneth, I'd like to welcome you to the first episode of season 2 of Tele-Friends.
Yeah. Sick. Oh man, I got so hyped when I saw Jams pop up on my phone.
Jams. So you are our friend Kenneth Clark, but you're not just our friend Kenneth Clark. You're also world famous podcasting dungeon master Kenneth Clark, known as Level 69 Wizard 420, I believe, on Twitter. Is that correct?
You're forgetting XXX Blaze It. XXX.
Welcome to the show. I wonder if Casey and I are back in the. I don't want to say back in the set.
The old studio.
On our bullshit.
Back on our bullshit. Thank you. And so we're trying to put into practice the things that we learned from doing 80 episodes, but not just that, but also put into practice the things that other people are learning from their experience making podcasts. And I wonder if you have any advice for us.
Oh man, I'm bad at advice. That's why I never made a show about giving advice. Engage on Twitter. That's a great one. You also, I don't know. Is it a great one? I don't even know. Man, more freaking advertising that borders on vandalism. That was good.
Okay.
There should be more of that.
Good to know. Oh, by the way, before we get too far into this, can you talk about your podcast and what it is and what it's called and what it's about?
I am the DM of a podcast called Evenfell, and it is an actual play Dungeons and Dragons podcast set in a homebrew world that I created alongside the rest of the cast. We collaboratively created it, and we have adventures there now, and we're updating weekly with various lore and other delicious tidbits, but also a new episode every other week.
So on Evenfell, it's a collaborative effort. So that means the thoughts just sort of arrive like butterflies?
Yeah, butterflies in Mexico in the winter is how they arrive.
Evenfell.
I see what you're doing.
What questions do you have for Kenneth? Let's talk. Casey and Kenneth. CK. Calvin Klein.
Any more?
No.
When you're making your podcast, how conscious are you when you're making it? You're thinking of your audience's point of view. How much are you thinking, oh, are they going to get this? Should I run that back and do it again? Do you do things like that? Or is it all just like, I'll figure it out? How much is that planned out?
For sure. So I would say that what's a little different with me is that my podcast technically happens in two parts for me. The first part is that I have to actually plan it out because I'm actually a DM, but then the second part is recording. There's been multiple times while recording that hey, say that line again. We didn't get you too much, but it's good. Or even just like overly dramatizing. I feel that everyone's really trying to give it their all when we're doing it, which is fantastic. So that's playing into, yes, we're having fun playing D&D, but also like we're making this so people can listen to it and enjoy it. So let's make it extra enjoyable. But then on the flip side, as a DM, my prep that goes into it is oftentimes like, because in D&D, you're like, I didn't prep shit. So I'm just going to kind of spitball at them, or I'm going to throw 5 dragons at them and we can have combat for 4 hours. But that makes like a really boring episode of a podcast.
Yeah, probably combat.
So I kind of do have
less combat probably is the better, actually, right?
Exactly. Like what combat we've had over, God, how many episodes are we in? We're like 8 episodes in and we've only had 3 combats.
So, but you're 8 episodes in, but you've published 4. Is that correct?
We have published 7 episodes.
7. My bad. Oh, counting the prologue.
And the prologue was 4 episodes.
Okay.
And now we're
4
episodes into this one, or 3 episodes into this one, and then we've recorded like 3 other episodes, and then 2 other episodes which won't be released because they were just warm-up episodes.
What's the feedback been like?
It's been really good. We have like really good reviews. A lot of people really enjoy listening. The effort that we're putting in is noticeable.
It is noticeable. I think your podcast sounds great. Where do you get the feedback? Did that sound dismissive?
Yeah,
I do think your podcast sounds great.
Yeah, it sounds great. Whatever. Keep moving.
Let's talk about what I want to talk about.
Let's talk about this podcast.
Are you getting most of your feedback via Twitter?
Yeah, there's a lot of feedback on Twitter. There's a lot of feedback on Facebook. There's a lot of feedback in reviews. Our iTunes reviews were pretty much gamed by asking a lot of people to review us, so I guess technically that doesn't count, but we're getting reviews on other platforms where we didn't ask people to review us, Podbean, which I hate.
Yeah.
But
well, you could probably tell the difference between somebody who's your friend leaving you a thing to be nice and somebody who is actually expressing, a thought out opinion.
Bingo. And it's like there's a lot of rando people who have never heard of that are like, wow, this is a fantastic podcast to listen to. The only negative review we've got was a 2 out of 5 star review on iTunes. They didn't leave any review, so I have a feeling that it was just some jerk who dislikes us.
Can't you click on their thing and email, message them?
Huh?
Isn't there a way to message?
They didn't leave a review. They just left a rating, and you can't actually see the rating. It's not like Google Maps.
Well.
If a person is gonna hear this interview and be like, oh, cool, I'm gonna check out Evenfell. I'm sure it's available wherever podcasts are sold, but I'm saying, is there anything they need to know going in? Can they just start at the current episode?
We are very intentionally so not beginner friendly. Like, we're not trying to make a podcast for people who've never played Dungeons and Dragons.
I'm not talking about a person who's never
Like-
played Dungeons and Dragons. I'm talking about a person who's never heard your podcast.
Wait, so say the question again?
So, like, if you're just want to start listening to Evenfell, is there anything that if I just want to start listening to Evenfell, is there anything I need to know going in? Can I start with the most recent episode?
The prologue isn't necessary, but the prologue grants additional context to season 1. That's the only thing I would say. Like, if you don't want to get bogged down by a prologue, I think the prologue is really good and worth listening to. But if for some reason you're a broken individual who doesn't consider the prologue necessary, it isn't really. It's just some additional context for events that are happening in season 1.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes. So you would tell a new listener, start at the prologue, but if you can't handle the prologue, go to season 1, episode 1, and then make your way
Bingo.
through. Okay.
Yes, that is fair.
How much are you considering the feedback that you're getting? How much are you?
To what extent does it inform what you're doing?
I know you recorded a lot ahead of time, so it's hard. It's like it sounds like your podcast probably moves more like a battleship than you have to turn the wheel pretty early to have something happen 5 episodes down if you've got that much back recorded.
Exactly, because it's like if we receive feedback on an episode that's just released, by the time that episode has been released, 2 episodes in front of it have already been recorded.
Yeah.
So theoretically, we can't even make any changes to any of our episodes until literally 6 weeks from the moment that we know feedback.
Have you had feedback that you're thinking, oh, I should take that into account for the future?
For season 2.
Pretty much early on in the prologue, it was internal feedback on what we need to do for editing, but now I feel like we've got editing into a really good place. Like, I know that some people thought that the prologue was a bit obtuse. That was like probably the most direct negative impact or negative criticism we got for the prologue, was like a pretty large creator in the Twitter sphere being like, I feel like I'm missing something very intentionally. Like, I feel like I'm literally missing an episode. And pretty much it was because that person didn't understand like literary technique, like in media res and whatnot. Like that's intentional. Like to start a story in the middle of it, like that's intentional.
Do you find yourself in episodes now thinking of giving more reference to what happened before, like clearing it up any, or are you just like not sweat it?
Yeah, no, I love that. I love that our prologue episode 1 pops off in the middle of a night that's already gone catastrophically wrong. And like listeners don't need to know anything past there. Like the players explain enough over the course of 4 episodes to build a past that isn't necessary to be listened to.
That's
because
awesome.
they're referencing sessions that we already played. They're referencing events that literally happened in our campaign, but that wasn't released.
Yeah. So
because that's boring. I didn't want to like have to start in on a thing of like, okay, like the slow burn world building. I was very inspired by Casey. You get this, the Malazan Book of the Fallen, where the Malazan Book of the Fallen just starts. It's like, nah, catch up, dog. Like we are going. I'm not going to spend 50 pages explaining to you what's going on.
I was going to be offended by Casey, you get this, but it's 100% right.
I do get it.
And I do not.
I get that reference. So when I hit send on this 4-page screed about how your show's not sexy enough for me, it's going to take like several months before you get around to these high quality epic fantasy fuck scenes that I require.
Oh, well, let me let you know that there is stuff in the works.
Patreon
For Patreons
support
only.
levels.
Yeah.
Now, Cam, I know that you're a very respectable artist, but unfortunately, the people have spoken.
I mean, Brendan's voice in her art.
Oh man, you shouldn't listen to the podcast. But,
Brendan voices everyone in this little animated comic smut.
So okay, here's what I would respectfully ask from you if you are at all interested in it. You know our number. We're at 304-518-JAMS.
Jams.
I kind of want to keep checking back in with Evenfell. Would you mind calling the show and letting us know what's up and what's happening and stuff we ought to do?
I can do that.
Awesome, man. And in the meantime, I know that I'd like to direct any Tele-Friends listener, anyone within the sound of my voice, to also download Evenfell and subscribe and give them a 5-star review because they deserve it and they work very hard.
It's currently what freaking day is it? It's when am I going to hear this episode?
It's a great question. My plan is to do it bi-weekly also, but I kind of want to just like have and this is sort of the first time we're discussing this out loud, but so the first episode will be out soon.
Is it going to be the same format? Like Is this the Tele-Friends that I know and love, or is this something new and scary?
Both.
Like a phoenix rising from the ashes.
It's like we're the same and yet changed.
More beautiful and scarily powerful than you could imagine. Well, we're already off book. We just called you.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I'm on board. I will call in.
Thanks, man. Thanks for taking our call.
Do you guys have a sign-off thing yet? Like, do you have a hot slogan that you can toss around?
We've been working on it since literally episode fucking 2. And the closest we've ever gotten is bye.
But to be fair, everyone in our friend group signs off phone calls with bye.
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 See you in the toilet. Bye. Oh, shit, I forgot about see you in the toilet. The best fucking... that was Kenneth. Listen to Evenfell.
Has this been a Tele-Friends conversation before where I've told you every place should have you should be able to order the thing that you want?
Yes.
I've been thinking about it again lately. I work at a place where there's a restaurant nearby that I go to very frequently.
What's the restaurant called? Let's give them a shout out.
101 by Tea House? Tea House by 101?
Whoa, cool.
One of those two?
Yeah.
I go there often enough that there's one, I get a discount because I'm in the same plaza.
Dope.
People looking out.
People
Two,
helping people.
There's two different guys that if they see me coming in, I don't have to get all the way to the register before they say, "Do you want the regular?"
Shit.
And I don't know if there's a feeling quite like that. It's not the best feeling in the world,
Right.
but it's such a unique, like,
Yeah.
even if I didn't want that, chances are I'm like, yeah, I do.
You don't say like, they say, do you want the regular? Not the usual.
Well, it's usually regular.
Okay. Yeah. What's your regular order?
I'm not telling you. It's off menu.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Damn, dog. You
That's
hacked
one of the
plan.
reasons you get a usual is you order off menu so they remember it.
I have the same relationship with the Domino's app.
That says, "What up, Bo?" Yeah, neither of these guys would know my name. Like,
How do you want to wrap this up? What do you want to do?
I don't know.
We didn't come in with much of a plan.
No.
Or the plan was to let's just get one done.
My plan was to put my hopes and dreams and trust into your tie.
My tie?
I could go for a Mai Tai. I'm also an alcoholic now.
That's a new thing.
Fun, right?
Thanks to Deku for our theme song, which we took from his song, Supposed to Do, off his album, Do What You Love. Available now, wherever music is sold. Also to Future Kitsune for that bed music that we put over that ad. Yeah. Call us. Leave us a message. We're fucking back for 9 more episodes after this one.
Yeah, let's do some shit.
Let's do some shit. 304-518-JAMS.
James.
See you in the toilet.